the mission to keep as many men on as many guns for as long as possible. We called him Doc. Welcome to Combat Vet Vision. And now your host, Aaron Chief Seabird.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Combat Vet Vision. Hey, this is a place where we as combat vets get to come on, tell our stories, talk about the way we look at life, how we're dealing with life, things that are going on, the chaoses that we may have, the good points, the bad points, the moving on, the transitions, and what we're doing in life now to make a difference. And we also have sponsors, supporters, volunteers. You know, I talk a lot about the Warrior Built Foundation, the PTSD Foundation of America, Operation Silver Star, some other organizations that are doing some incredible things. And today I have a family coordinator, Consuelo Moore, on deck. She's here to talk about the family program that we have at the PTSD Foundation of America, and some of those family programs throughout the country that we're working on. So, Consuelo, hey, thanks a lot for being on the show. How are you doing today?
Great. Thank you. Glad to be here.
It's awesome to have you. You know, I know back in 2015 you came on deck to
Yes.
the PTSD Foundation of America, and you are a spouse of a combat vet. You also deal with PTSD of your own in a lot of different ways.
Yes.
But you're a family coordinator for the PTSD Foundation. Let's talk about that. Why is that such an important program, and what does it do, and how does it help support the mission that we do it?
Absolutely. Thank you. So it kind of my um, story starts before I even got married to a warrior, and so I have parents that were in the Vietnam veteran era and family members. They did not have a Consuelo or an Aaron, for them for the most part. And I say that because I see the program of how things are going and the leadership that surrounds uh, the families that come into the PTSD Foundation. And so it's always been a passion of mine to help and then to see where I come from also. Being with the combat veteran of he went in later in life, but then just the changes that occurred when he got home. Some were for the positive, some were not. And then just the coping skills that I started having myself, coping with having the responsibilities of a household, spouse gone, not knowing if he's coming home or not, and then also raising children. So there's a lot of hats that I needed to wear. Some was I didn't have much guidance through this process. So 10 years ago, I did receive some guidance, and it just kind of helped build a stepping stone and a foundation on how I am living with my not only his PTSD but with my own and traumatic brain injury, and just the stressors that go along with everyday life. So I like to be here for the families. I research. There's usually a different. There's a treatment program that we can go through or what have you, and I just like to be that peer to peer support for the women or families because I do have mothers as well, and I want to be here for their support to help basically lead the way, if you will, to what it looks like to be okay when we're not okay. And there's just a lot of pieces that go into along with that. But that's kind of what I do, and I love it. I love the families that I serve, and we meet them right where they're at.
Yeah, talk a little bit about obviously, you came in 2015 when the pathway for family groups, uh, combat vet groups, the PTSD Foundation of America is starting on its stepping stones of moving forward in this direction. And obviously, like you said, you got some guidance. You did a 30-hour crew certificated course that kind of sets us up to be peer-to-peer mentorships, peer to
Yes, he may or may not come back. Okay, you there, Aaron? Yes. The 30 hour did set us up to be, set me up to be a combat trauma certified to handle special cases. And alongside with that, we were also required to also take care of ourselves. So I have someone feel, pouring into me while I'm so I can pour into others because our mental health is just as important. So that's kind of helped me create a balance. And I'm going to keep on going until you come back, Aaron. Okay. So I'm going to keep on moving, pushing forward until Aaron gets back on. So he should be back on. Hopefully, I think here he comes. But yeah,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
I'm certified. Oh, there you are. Okay.
yeah. Thanks, Consuelo. I know my internet might have a little bit of a problem tonight, but today. But hey, thanks for being on. Please push forward. Talk about your story. Talk about the foundation. Talk about the Wild Ops situation. Obviously, being part of the Wild Ops.
Yes.
Wild Ops is like a another organization that really does a lot of really cool things. You have some slots available. Throw that out there. And if I get frozen again, get
Yes.
tossed off, I'll come back.
We'll just keep on pushing. Okay, moving forward. So yes, like Aaron was saying, I as a family coordinator, um, and that may be changing to transitional coordinator, but for now, I'm a family coordinator, and it's all the same. But anyway, so we do. I meet with the spouses or family members one on one, and then I also have classes 2 times a week, virtual. One is in person in Rockwall, and then we also have. So it's in our link on the PTSD website. You can go into different family groups that you can definitely check out. We are certified. We're NAMI certified, National Alliance on Mental Illness, and so that's something. Also, trauma reboot. I know that the foundation requires their family members to be certified. And again, going back to taking care of ourselves, that's also a plus because we can't fill someone else's cup when ours is empty. So that's just a huge balance that I had to learn. And I'm also teaching other ladies or dads or moms how to also create this balance, create this safe place for them. And it's a journey. It's not a one-stop shop or one-stop fix all. It is a journey and just depends on where you're at in this journey. Um, and so yes, and then so I also, along with the PTSD Foundation, I started out with them in 2015 as a volunteer, and then just started having groups. I might have been maybe I know the Camp Hope was having the groups, but I believe I was one of the first ones to start the outreach family groups, and it was just because these ladies have their husbands going to Camp Hope to get help, but then I also wanted to provide them that aftercare for whenever they're gone, whenever they're back with us, or to help them while their husbands are in Camp Hope's care, just to take them through a curriculum that we go through, um, resource them out. I'm also connected with the resources in my community, as well as on in the nationwide. So that's also an option. Aaron mentioned Wild Ops. Sometimes that's open to our male combat veterans only at this time, but the spouses also have a place to link up virtually if they choose. So that again, we just want to get the message out that they're not alone. Uh, our conversations look a lot different than civilian conversations, even in different support groups. There's a lot of groups out there, but also I do know that ours is there's a lot of conversation that can be had in these groups. So, and that's warrior group or family group. Just it's always great for us to keep together, resource as we can. And again, the resources I provide, if the insurance doesn't take them, they're free. So very seldom do I find a resource out there that Yep, $120 a week. This is yours. Usually, what I've got going on is through our community, through grants. So it's free to us and the veteran spouses or family of members of either law enforcement or veterans, but also or first responders, but also it's usually scholarship or grant funded. So do keep that in mind. And then we mentioned Wild Ops again. They are looking for some spots. They have 2 more ops in October, and my husband does. He's the director of vetting. He's also a veteran coordinator for the foundation. Very good group of folks to get leadership under, and then I also reach out to the spouses. They use me because I am with the family coordinator through the foundation. They let me know and ask me to help them, reach out to the spouses that want to be reached out to. And any questions, I'm open for questions, or I've kind of
No, that's
go
great. That's
based
good
on.
stuff.
Oh, go ahead. Mhm. No,
Yeah,
that's yeah.
hopefully I'm on okay. I know
Yes.
I'll keep freezing up a little bit, but thanks, Consuelo. Did you talk about your group being, if is it a hybrid group, and how many other family groups are out there?
Yes, so there are I my groups are Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I do a hybrid on Tuesdays and then all virtual on Wednesdays. It is open nationally. Of course it is virtual, and then there's a month. So there's Tuesday, there's 2 on Tuesday, there's mine on Wednesday, and then Thursday. Um, and there's also a hybrid on Thursday with the family group because they just started not open, they just started back their family groups at I cannot remember the church, but in Conroe, I believe. But anyway, it is on the PTSDUSA.org website under our groups, and we have about five groups, going, either virtual or in different times, different time frames, different days, so that way you can pick out the best that suits you. Same for warriors. They have different groups as well. Yep. And then can I leave my number? So Aaron may be frozen, so I'm going to leave my number. You can reach me. And again, let's say you're in a different area and you come to me, but you're in Georgia or you're on the Florida, or you are in a different area. I also have connections of reaching to my, because I do have another family coordinator in Georgia. So if you're in her proximity, I can definitely make sure you get her information. But my phone number to reach out to me is 832-960-7094, and that's extension 128. Or you can definitely, my cell is 972-815-5179. My email is Consuelo, Consuelo .more, That's at the PTSDUSA.org. Um, and any questions after this, or anything I can do to find your fit, I can definitely assess it, and then either resource you out, or see what the next steps are. But I'm definitely here for your support, and to help guide you through how to navigate PTSD with your loved one, and to create a home front against PTSD with your loved one, because it can be tricky, and what works for one may not work for the other. But I know that for everybody there's our place and space for everyone. So I just want to encourage you that if you feel that that you're just depleted, have hope, and reach out. That seems to be the key. Is the ones that are reaching out are absolutely getting the help. Even the warriors spouses are reaching out. We just need to be educated, and as long as we educate ourselves, we're going to be a lot better helpers for our veteran and our hope and our household. So it's really helped me in my whole household because we had 4 children. They're all adults now, but I can see with our consistent and persistence, I can see what we're doing is pouring onto our children, and so it really makes a difference. And it's a journey, but I definitely wanted to key in on the families today, just so that let y'all know that y'all are loved, you are seen. Even the quiet ones are seen. So just I wanted to encourage you to reach out.
Consuelo, thanks a lot. If you have any final words or anything else you want to add, if somebody wants to reach out and get a hold of her, they can do so through me, but you can also put all that information out there too.
Yep,
Please put it out.
absolutely. And I
Any,
did
any
my I say office number, but my office number even comes straight to my phone. 832-960-7094, extension 128, or my cell phone 972-815-5179. And if you're not much on calling, a text would work. A text, an email um, would definitely work. And I can definitely do what I need to do. And then, of course, we can set up a one-on-one at some point. So just wanted to encourage you that there's hope out there, and we just have to get educated, and I can help you do that.
Thanks a lot, Consuelo. And you can find all this information also on ptsdusa.org. Find a group under that phrase under get help. There's a lot of different things. The crisis line is also on there. Please reach out to that if you need that for any reason. A combat vet will
Hmm.
answer that call. So there's a lot. And Consuelo, thanks. I know I get to see you every week, hear about all the things that you're doing, and all the family groups. I know we have our meetings. We got a meeting after this, so this is basically what we do all day long is reach out to combat vets, families,
Yeah.
different things like that, and really try to help the process of staying alive and not falling short of getting into a depression state of unreturnable place. So thanks for everything you do, Consuela. Sorry about my
Thank
internet
you.
today. I definitely hope Consuela, I hope you didn't feel too lonely, but thanks for everything you
Mm-mm.
do. Any
Thank
last
you.
anything else you want to add to this? I know you covered Wild Ops, you covered a lot of things. You know, just an amazing organization. The PTSD Foundation of America obviously has grown into a lot of different things. I don't know if you went into the clinical side of things, if they're about ready to go clinical, so they're going to have clinicians on
Yeah,
top of the
I have
peer-to-peer
not.
support.
Yeah,
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 so we don't know how that's necessarily going to look, but there's going to be some really awesome opportunities to get some downright counseling. And if you're a counselor that's interested in actually pursuing some help and support, then within the foundation, the PTSD Foundation, where you're just going to be working with veterans and family members of veterans that are dealing with combat PTSD, um, please let us know. Anything you want to add to that, Consuelo? Feel free.
just it's allowing us to be able to um, oftentimes we go into a program, we come out nothing, and that's it. But that's not what I'm seeing with the PTSD Foundation. They are definitely going above and beyond, and even Wild Ops, and then there's Joni and Friends. I haven't even got to the family, where that's for the family unit, and that's nationwide as well. But just with these 3 organizations right there, they are looking for the once you come in and through these Joni and Friends, the family one, you can go every year up to like 6 years, but back to back. But what they're doing is they're wanting to create an alumni, and there's always going to be someone, even if your loved one comes out of Camp Hope, whether he commences or decides I've had enough, I'm out. There's still that one-on-one contact because he's already made connections. So there's always that the hope isn't lost because there's also these other things that these folks that are in their life that they've made connections with, and that's what they're trying to do. And I'm just seeing that there's going to be always accountability, as far as, of course, as long as we get it back, I mean, there will have someone that's going to be looking out for them, calling them, what do you do, how you doing, the check-ins. That also goes for the family side. So that way we can say, hey, just check in on them and help guide them continue through, because again, this is a lifelong journey and it's a lifestyle change. And it didn't come with a handbook. So, well, it did, but anyway, we have to get in, we have to get all that in check. But anyway, so that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the continuance of the communication and the relationships being built. And it does it's very crucial that the families are part of that in some instances. So, or a lot of instances. But I just wanted to just give hope that there's hope. Just to stay in connection and ask questions. If I didn't cover something here, but you still have a question, please ask them. Always available to answer.
Thank you very much, Consuelo, for being on my show. Hey,
Thank you.
this is
This is fun.
oh yeah, we'll have to get you back again. There's other
Yes.
opportunities, but it's really awesome to have a family coordinator on. Finally, you're the first family coordinator giving the information. So
Awesome.
thank you very much. Hey, welcome.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks for all my listeners out there. Thanks for Combat Vet Vision being done at sitchradio.com for all the help and support there. Um, Brian Colburn, Joey over there that's pushing all the buttons, making this happen. Uh, it's just it's a good opportunity to be able to just kind of uh, tell our story, tell our passion, talk about some things that are difficult and some things that are great. And some organizations out there doing some really cool things. Consuela mentioned a whole bunch of really awesome organizations. There's a huge amount of those out there that are really where the rubber hits the road. If you want to be on my show and talk about it, please hit me up. I'd love to have you. If you're a combat vet dealing with some stuff that you want to just talk about, feel free to do so. Um, the show is really kind of unique and kind of offering that support, that help that really needs to be redesigned to be said, hey, it's camaraderie. Because like Consuela said, it's building relationships, genuine relationships. So that camaraderie is really the essential piece to this whole thing, this brotherhood, this sisterhood, this whole thing, this family organized deal. Um, so if you're dealing with something out there, get the camaraderie. Go out there and find some camaraderie that's really going to push you in a positive direction. And I'm lucky to be part of some organizations that do just that. And we'll talk more in the future. I look forward to many more shows, many more guests, and it's an awesome experience, an awesome ride as we travel down this road. Until next time, hey, this is Aaron Siebert, retired Navy Chief. Lucky to be alive. Signing off. Strength and honor. Out.